it's an actual emergency. And again, this might not be, I'd love to have Tracy here to talk through some of that, but we can figure it out tomorrow, and if it turns out Tracy identifies there is a true emergency, then, I know calling special meetings is a real pain, but having a special meeting, later this week to say, all right, let's get this thing done. But at least then we're following the process.
Okay. All right, so who's going to communicate that to Tracy?
I'll call him.
You will?
All right. Tracy's good. Jeff? Anything?
Yeah. The other problem you got with that, with the whole sewer thing is whoever does it has to be permitted by DEC to do it.
Yeah.
So
And you might not have more than,
keep that in mind.
you might even have another hauler around here that's permitted to do it.
And if that's true, then that might be another reason why we wouldn't have to competitively bid, but we just need to be really clear on
Yeah.
And I know that's one of the reasons we was looking to Jeff to haul, was very limited personnel to do it.
Right. And when our truck is permitted to do it. But at any rate, that's all I'm saying about the sewer. We're going to start OPD's parking lot tomorrow. Ripping it up, regrading it, putting new blacktop down. Room 2 is doing it off county bid, so that'll start tomorrow. The only other thing I have is I'd like to give my working supervisor and my mechanic each $1 an hour raise.
What are their names, Jeff?
That's good.
Jeff, what are their names?
Mike Howe,
Mike Howell?
Scott Roop,
What? How do you spell his name?
H-O-W-E,
No.
Roop, R-O-U-P.
Thank you.
what's the effective date.
We usually do the next page.
Next page.
I can't see the head.
So, next page.
So, I make a motion that we give Mike Howell a $1 an hour raise starting next pay period.
Now,
Laura.
Yes.
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 Make a motion to give Scott Roop a $1 an hour raise starting next pay period.
A second.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. And other than my emailed report, that's all I really have. Anybody actually read these?
Tell them what your kids
Aaron. Mr. Mayor? I have some information from the police chief. He could not come tonight.
Okay, it's true.
He would like to know the procedure to get rid of a police car. I see we're going to declare, it said we have declared surplus computer equipment. There's a way to get rid of that. They have a police car that they used for firing range. They shot it up and it's sitting over here and it needs to be disposed of. Is there a thing we have to do to get rid of that?
Just to declare surplus.
Do we have to do that or is it just done?
The board needs to do that.
So then I want to make a motion we declare, and I don't know what we call that, but the destroyed police car?
VIN number or?
We can destroy police car, surplus, and dispose of it properly.
Can it be donated to the fire department so they get the fire?
Yeah,
Nothing left of it?
I don't think Jimmy would want that.
We got some,
I don't know, we're in the middle of my motion. No, I just made a motion that
You
we
made a motion to make the
declare
destroyed
the police cars surplus and dispose of it.
Wait for a second.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay.
So, that's what I was looking for. So, how do we do this stuff? Do we put it on a flatbed and take it to Gary's or Weissman? Jeff, how do we do this kind of thing? Or do we even need to know?
Push it next door to White Sox.
We just put a title in.
It depends on how much you think it's worth. I mean, a lot of places have authorized their department heads to post things on an auction site. I don't know if the village uses that, but you're supposed to get fair market value, whatever that means. If you have somebody who has knowledge of the value of this type of a thing, and they say it's not worth very much, then that's typically enough for you to justify selling it for whatever the dollars are there. But you should be having somebody with responsibility and some knowledge about what this thing could actually be worth, trying to sell it for that price.
They used it as a shooting range.
I was gonna
It's
say.
not worth anything.
So
I'm assuming that it's scrap.
if it's just scrap, then
They used it to practice shooting through the...
yeah. Okay. I mean, if it's legitimately scrap, then I think you could probably take it over to the scrap guy and whatever price you need.
So that's that part of Jeff's,
Yes.
7,000, Josh? Okay, so that's just a discussion of the motion, thank you, Doug.
You gotta vote on that, Charles?
Yes.
Yes.
So they've been
Yes?
Yes.
shooting from
Yes.
inside through the
Yes.
windshield.
It's blacktopping's tomorrow, that was a chief concern. Wanted to know that a number of trainings are going well. All his men have been recently trained on firearms. The Department of Criminal Justice has a number of training things that are available for free, and he is sending a number of officers to these free training things. Candy check at the fire station early on Halloween evening, and the memorial for Officers Hall and Wilsey was well done, well represented, and they're quite with the departments, et cetera, from around the state, and they were quite pleased with that. That's it.
Okay. So I think that's all the departments. Let's do, declare surplus computer.
This is in the clerk's office. We voted to do, we encumbered money for computers and upgrade all of our computers. So we're gonna, there's a couple laptops and three computer terminals. We're gonna keep the monitors, but they're running outdated software, and they won't let us redo it. So I just want to declare them surplus.
Move that we declare the computer equipment surplus.
Second.
The old and
Charles?
yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
What do we do with it, Rodney?
Next item is bulk budget by $1,000 for MFT Foundation grant for OFT and transfer to a 3410.20.130.
That's money that the fire department got from the Motor Tribute Park Foundation. So I'm just going to bump the budget up so that we see that money.
I motion we do that.
I'll second. Okay. And then I assume that's going into the correct account?
Yeah.
Charles?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Next item, transfer $3,338 from contingency A.1990.40.400 to EMS equipment A.450.20.130.
I move that we transfer $3,338 from contingency to EMS equipment.
Second.
Where's that coming from?
This money is the money that we reimbursed chief of the ambulance, and it's just moving from contingency to our line item to do it. But we're not taking any money away from the EMS, it's just moving from contingency.
Okay. So vote on that. Charles?
Yes.
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 Next item is increased credit limit on the village MasterCard.
Okay, so
Rodney, explain this because I called and asked him about that.
well, currently we have a $2,500 limit on credit cards, and we have 2 or 3 of them all kind of use the same number. But the problem is that when you send 2 or 3 people to school, all of a sudden it's bumping up our $2,500 limit, and if somebody else wants to use the card, we can't use it, or we're always running over to the bank to put money in so they can, the next person can use the card. So Sarah at the bank suggested we bump it up to like $7,500, so then we won't have to, so we'll use the card, somebody in Vancouver's town will be over to the bank, put money in the bank. So.
That seems prudent. I'll make a motion to do that. Okay.
A second.
Who won that one?
This sounds dangerous.
I'm gonna
Any
get that
discussion?
second.
Any discussion on that? We're good. Charles?
Yes.
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 This other thing we have, the
Tax warrant.
I have to amend the tax warrant. Somehow when the county did their bills, they included a bill that shouldn't have been in there. It was a tax exempt property, the fair. So they sent them a bill. It's $1,000 roughly. So we're basically going to be eating $1,000 because they inadvertently sent a non-profit bill.
I'll make the motion to so amend the tax warrant.
Second?
Okay. Any discussion on that? Charles?
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is approve the minutes for the tax claim, 2019. There we go. No, Rodney was already discussing Rusty about. Make a motion to approve.
A second.
Should we approve them contingent on Rusty's?
Yeah, we're supposed to get this.
A few words tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay. All the motions. Charles?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Treasurer's report. So I did my checking through the treasurer's report. I handed in the chart. Overall, we are running okay. Jeff's budget looks out of whack, but it's really not, because in the treasurer. Is that fair over there?
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't read my report, did you?
You have a lot of stuff on there. Read most of it. Read most of it. It shows he's 80% spent technically, but that's skewed because it shows the CDBG money that we spent and the extra CHIPS money coming out without it being out of it, without it coming in. So if you kind of zero all that out, you're still 50% spent. So there's something else in there. Because everything, all the other, like other lines, see what they said. Anyway. Everybody else is running pretty good, really. The fire department, same deal, shows 20% spent, but really there's a $30,000 contingency that's already in the contingency account. So if you take that 30,000 out of there, it comes out to like 9%, so you're good. It's already transferred.
So are you satisfied with what else?
I am, so I don't know if that's any, well, I do have one question. There is, if you go through this, it shows $560 on a line item for EMT salary under the fire department, and $60 under EMT overtime under the fire department. So those should be moved to the EMS department.
One thing on this, it won't show up until next month. It shows right now the ambulance is taking in roughly like $4,000. I think we've got another $14,000 that will show up next time. And that we haven't got any Medicare money yet. They're generating some money, we just gotta, they gotta be tracking around 30,000.
Do we want to approve it with those changes, or do we want to wait until next?
I can do it.
I can approve it with the change of the 560 and the 60.
I'll make the motion to approve it with those changes.
Yeah, I can certainly.
A second.
I see it. Let's look at it.
Okay. So, vote, Charles,
With the changes?
with the changes?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Next item is communications. Most of my communications stuff. So we got some stuff from the Binghamton Metropolitan Transportation Study. We got a letter that says it's time to submit any projects that we want them to look at. And do a planning study and could benefit us.
High-speed rail?
High-speed rail, we can submit that. They do look at parking. They did a parking study before. They just did a parking study for us a year ago. They informed us that they have a parking perception problem.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Not an actual parking problem, but a perception problem.
And enforcement. And their focus was on enforcement and perception of that there are spots. People
Yeah.
just don't want to use them.
Yeah.
Stuff we already know. Yeah. So anyway, if anybody has any ideas? These are also meetings that if anybody has any free time, I can't go to these. They're in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day. So if anybody has
Are they in
free time,
Binghamton?
they are, yes. That's part of the problem. I can't go to them.
What's that credit card limit again?
Yeah.
Where in Binghamton are they?
They're right downtown somewhere.
Because I worked in town, so.
Yeah.
You want to send that to me?
Yeah.
You should go, because BMTS doesn't care about the village of Owego or Tioga County for that matter.
Well, I heard they care if you're there, but if you're not there, they...
Well, they care why you're there.
Yeah. So,
Is lunch included?
I'm not sure. I never went.
Did anybody see somebody submitted some kind of, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but they have these kind of revolving kind of...
That was a joke, that was me.
That was you? That is very ingenious, so it sits in one spot and it accommodates
It
like
holds
10 cars.
12 cars, takes up 2 spots.
A turkey?
Yeah, it stacks up, put the coins in and it revolves your car in
New York
there.
City.
And then the next thing
It
we
was a
got...
joke, but people
Yes.
responded.
The next thing we got is kind of work for Jeff, he didn't know it was coming. We got a large banner over there from the Preservation League of New York State that they gave us because we got the grant for the cemetery. And it's probably 5 foot tall. They would like us to hang it in the cemetery and then send them a picture of it when it's hung up.
It's got their name on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take the one you have.
I almost brought it, but it was kind of big.
How long is it?
It's like 5 foot probably. I don't like this wide, but
It's about
Oh.
8 foot long.
So we're gonna hang that up, take a picture, and then unhang it?
yeah.
Take the fire truck up and hang it from the top and then take it down.
Yeah.
Where is
They're
it?
supposed to send them, it's in my office. I got it this week.
I would take care of it.
And then my other thing is more of a topic of discussion, possibly. We've been having an issue with, well, not really an issue, but a possible issue with a place operating a dog center within the village. I don't know what you call it.
So like dog grooming or dog fighting?
Dog
It's like a dog
daycare.
daycare kind of thing.
So it kind of came to our attention, the code officers and mine, that there's kind of a hole in our code around dog kennels or daycares or other places have laws on dogs and kennels?
To Mayor, if I can, so the specific issue, just so the board is aware, code enforcement officer has determined that a dog, and don't quote me on exactly what the code enforcement officer has phrased this, but I believe it's kind of like dog boarding. And I'm not sure if it's just the dogs are just there for the day or if they stay there overnight. I don't know enough about the facts yet. But the code enforcement officer said that is not allowed as a home occupation within the village. And my recommendation to the code enforcement officer was to advise this person to apply to the zoning board for interpretation, because again, this is under the zoning code that this determination was made, and the ZBA is the body with the authority to make those decisions. I don't know if she has applied yet for an interpretation, or if she's waiting on the village to tell her that she should do that yet. I think it's
We did send her a letter to say that, so.
Right. So insofar as there's a hole in the code, it's only, I think there isn't a hole. Insofar as this application is specifically discussed, the question is simply, is this allowed as a home occupation or not? That being said, it's always important to review your code and ask, is there a better way to address something? Or if you feel that something should be more specifically addressed, and possibly what the mayor's about to go further into might be a really good idea.
Yeah, so this is just, I mean, it's from another town, but it's a specific law all about dog boarding, dog daycares, and kennels. And I just didn't know if we as a board wanted Nate to draft something up for us to think about or look at about this sort of thing.
Why don't we have the ZBA address the situation and tell us whether they can reach a conclusion on it or not, right?
Well, so if she applies for interpretation, the ZBA has to make a conclusion whether it's allowed or not. And if they say it's allowed, or if they say it's not allowed, that would be a cue to you folks to say.
Yeah, if it's allowed, it's fine. If it's not, then we need to potentially address it, right?
Right.
So I think that would be the appropriate course of action.
Seems good to me.
Mr. Mayor, my particular view of civic and process is that you don't draw up laws first and then work along on them. Yeah, we decide that maybe there's a problem, we discuss it, we do the work first, and then we decide that we want to move forward and draw laws. So my recommendation would be not to draw up laws as the first step on almost anything.
Right, but that's what we said, send it back to the...
I understand, but I'm making that point for that and everything else.
Scott, and my question is, what if she doesn't apply for it?
Then the code enforcement officer's decision stands. It's not allowed as a home occupation, and then we take her to court to make her stop. I mean, unless the village board at that point chooses to step in and change the law to make this clear, or to say that it is allowed.
This is boarding?
Again, don't quote me on exactly what she's doing. I just
This is all new, because we have dog boarding in this village already.
This is as a home occupation. She's doing it from
In her
a
house.
residence.
The other boarding happens in a commercial location.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
R3, I believe.
So,
Is she bothering her neighbors?
I'm pleased.
Yes, at least that's what the neighbor says.
Yeah, that's what he has. So, anyway, that might come up in the future, we'll see. All right, that's all I have for communications. Trustee reports.
Start editing it over.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
We will be able to, Laura,
No,
She just got one.
we're good?
good.
She has it difficult.
Almost nothing.
Okay.
But something of high importance, shall we get doing something with our leaking fire department roof? I was under the impression that we have the ability to do some things with our DRI money, and that roof needs attention now.
Yes, that's something I was supposed to tell Jeff about.
I've already contacted Gow and Son. I'm just waiting for them to get back to me. And I'm gonna have, which I haven't done, I'm gonna have Delta go over and look at it for structural issues of the tower itself.
Yes, because we did contact the DRI powers, and they said that we could have started spending the money in August.
Okay. So two level, obviously, we're concerned about the long-term structure thing. What about right now? Is there something we have to do right now because it's leaking and we have to stop it from leaking?
I don't know if I'll even walk on it.
I'm just saying, is there something that we need to do right?
I don't know what we're gonna do, short of covering it with a 50 by 40 foot tarp.
I don't know, but
I think you gotta get the engineers and
We gotta do something.
the contractors up there and have them look at it as quick as we can.
Does the DRI money, like I'm thinking for the Gozer project, which is also state money, does the DRI money require, for example, an RFP for engineering services?
I wouldn't know, I wasn't involved with the DRI money.
Doesn't require that?
it's going to require.
Because I mean, you're gonna have to comply with their procurement requirements.
Yes,
State grant.
But I'm sure it does.
but, yeah. But if we get somebody out there, we can go get 2 more bids or whatever.
Right.
If we can just
Well, they
try to get a handle on the scope of work.
The
at this
Gozer
point.
requirement, I think, actually required publication and, actual, not just going out and getting a couple quotes from engineers. So it's just something to be really mindful of as you move.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
So, what I'm talking about, doing.
I'll call Gal again tomorrow and tell him I need to do some, at least temporary.
Yeah, do we need, that's what I'm talking about, something up there, just that leak for now. Thank you.
I'm actually surprised I haven't heard back from him yet. I'll call Billy tomorrow.
Thank you.
Anything else, Rusty?
No, I just said.
Charles?
We already talked about the memorial service that went on walking out of Hitcher, and that was a great thing. Chief Kennedy is also looking for volunteers to check candy. I think that was mentioned. I'm not certain if I'll be able to do it this year. I know I did it last year. I spoke to Leonard, the owner of WeGo Antiques, and he has stated that he is going out of business. So I asked about what's going to happen with the ginormous peace sign, and he said he's going to leave that to the village, whatever. I'm not certain what we're going to do with it, but not since the NASCAR lines and crop circles has anything of that magnitude been able to be seen from above. I think some kind of preservation should be kept with it. I'm not certain. I'll get back with him and find out what can be done or whatever, but...
Yeah, it's on his property, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, it seemed to have been a good thing for the village. So, I'll look more into that. That's all I got.
Had a busy week.
I know.
We had an interview with WBNG regarding the upgrades at the wastewater treatment plant. And I addressed some issues with one of the subcontractors from New York State DOT on Columbus Day. It was littering all down North Ave where they were flagging. The company was very receptive, addressed the individual who was quite belligerent with me, and the mess was then picked up. And we met regarding the change order concerns on the Phase 2 project, and there was a DEC inspection today at the wastewater treatment that went very well. That was it.
You look good on TV.
I look taller by myself.
Yeah, the camera had it.
It looks 30 pounds for me, too.
It's the stripes got to go this way.
Whatever. Those chicken wings, I'll tell you. Mayor's report is next. Our process, my busy couple of weeks. Posted a video, was on WBO and WMBA. It's a STEAM meeting at the school, more to come on that. Whenever they fired up. I was at the memorial ceremony, that was really good for the fallen police officers. We had a meeting with some of Leanne's crew and some owners on Front Street about their decks. Hopefully something sparks there, I don't know. We were at fun with firefighters, budget analysis, and I was at the wastewater treatment thing. If that's Jeff, somebody in the penny saver said there's 11 lights on Lake Street and Front Street. I don't know if that's true or not. And I know
No, there's three out on Lake Street.
Right, the last three, I think they are.
That's an underground problem we're trying to figure out how to fix without ripping the sidewalk up.
But it's for fun with firefighters, I parked on Central Ave, and where I parked, it looks like nice they put in a new pole, and they strapped our light to the pole, like, down at the street.
Central Ave?
Yeah. Like it's facing out.
We'll talk to that check. They took that down to do the power for Boundsbury's new.
Yeah, it's got all new stuff on the pole. It looks like a brand new pole.
They're supposed to put it back up.
Yeah, it's on the street. Like they're gonna interrogate somebody with it. It's like, you got a pole that's like right there. So I don't, parking that parking spot, you're gonna be well lit. Cause it looks like it's still hooked up. That's all I got.
Mr. Mayor, a question I don't want to talk about tonight, I want 10 seconds of this, but to me, those decks on the back of River Row and the entire appearance of River Row is very important. I would love the DRI to have been able to do something that, so anything that we can encourage down the line, with grant or anything, we will talk about that down the line and try to make that prettier.
Yeah. No,
That's the 10 seconds I want to talk about.
So along those lines, not to extend it too much, do we have the ability, or will we have the ability to use any CDBG funds in the future?
Yes.
So once we've got our audits all done, we should be eligible again to participate in that program.
Yes.
Would that be something that we could make eligible to those owners?
Yeah, we have to check the requirements for the.
Should try.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have to,
It's income based.
Yeah.
It's income-based.
Yeah.
I do have to request an executive session for an attorney-client session. Issues with the-
I'm already 2 minutes over, so I gotta go. Sorry. It's
Should be very quick.
That can be,
Well played, that.
Yeah, that's actually.
2 minutes over.
that can be my think tank time.
No, it's not.
All right, see you guys.
Second, who's in second executive session?
Sure. Second executive session.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll be quick, because I'm really hungry.
Any more?
You want to do the public comment?
Oh, yeah, let's do public comment. Did you get this, doesn't it? Yeah?
So I just wanted to give, I'll keep it brief, I promise. A brief update on the DRI. And just so you're all aware, all projects have been assigned under one of 3 state entities, either the Department of State, Housing Community Renewal, or Empire State Development. So all projects are assigned under one of these 3 entities. The HCR projects include the key facade revitalization and support business development, Tiowaga, and the museum. Those probably will go first. We're getting pretty close to getting contracts around on those. They've been in contact with the IDA, actually will be the recipient, will hold the contract with the state and the facade and the support business development. Those 17 projects will then, so the HCR will contract with the IDA, and then the IDA will have subrecipient agreements with each of those property owners associated with those 2 projects. So those we're hoping are going to kick pretty soon, probably within the next month. So what we're doing, Team Tioga, is we're developing a plan. Jeff's been involved in the discussions, and thank you. And we'll continue to have additional discussions on permitting and all that. We'll be getting with you on that, Jeff. In the meantime, we've been sending out weekly updates to all the projects to let them know things that are coming, make them aware, no do's and don'ts, MWBE requirements. We're going to be taking pictures of projects, everything, just to kind of keep everybody informed on what's going on. But it's hopefully within the next couple of months we'll really see things start to kick off. So it's pretty exciting. Does anybody have any questions about process or anything?
Do you have an extra copy of that?
I sure do.
Thanks, Ed.
Yep. Written down those.
Can you
Everything.
Do you have any idea what requirements we're gonna run into with this whole fire department thing? Maybe you can help us with that.
Yeah, so you can be assured for every project, there will be an MWBE component to it.
Right.
All of them.
Which, I did talk to them about that, they said that since we're gonna end up getting one big grant, it's one big, right, so like if, let's say the fire department, if we don't do that, we can always make it up on another one, like it's an overall 50%.
Yes.
But
If
we
you-
gotta be careful.
That's right, so if you see on the top group there, Ron, that's grayed out, those projects will all be under one contract with the village,
those are-
right? You understand, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, and so what you're saying is that the overall requirement will be 30% for that group. So you're right, so if you're not able to make it here, maybe you'll go over on another one, but we just need to be very mindful of that and keep very close track of that to make sure that we meet the overall goal.
Yes.
Usually 15% minority and 15% woman-owned will be the breakdown typically.
Very good.
That's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Any other public comment?
I just have a question, Mike. For zoning, 2 months ago, I went to the meeting and there's another gentleman and Laura went and Nate was there. Then the chair, Jeff Van Wagen, texted everybody else and said, hey, not to come because he was sick and everything. Then showed up last month and they were already gone because they didn't have forms, so there's like no communication, and I know there was an application that we're supposed to address and everything, so I don't know what.
Haven't gotten a notice of the meeting.
Yeah, I mean, there's no communication. It seems like there's only certain people that get it, and everybody, like, I didn't know there was one this last month, and then last minute, oh, you're coming to the meeting? I'm like, we were there. I never received an email from Cindy, because Cindy's usually good. And, well, Jeff's the one that called it, so, you know, it's not consistent, but it should be.
I'll check in on that. Yeah, I don't get it either, so.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they gotta tell us, so it's tight.
Right. And not wait till the last minute that day, like 5 minutes before or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, I mean, the last one, there was an email, who's not gonna come, and only one person said they weren't gonna come, and then